Biden doesn't know where he is or what's happening.
No,
he's just hanging on. It's the least fun way to be president. To be the most powerful person in the world and not know has got to suck a little.
It's perfect.
The best thing ever was when they go, the Biden family over in Nantucket in the holidays, they went to their Nantucket home and discussed whether Joe should run again, and they all said he should. And I'm like,
is that recent?
Yeah, they had a meeting over the holidays where they're like, we're assessing
July 4th holidays?
No, this was during the holidays. And they were like, the Biden family had this meeting, Jamie could look it up, where they were
during
like,
December.
Yeah, where they were like, we're going to see if he's going to run again. And Jill and Hunter and the rest of the crew met, and they decided it's a great idea for him to run again. And I'm like, it's crazy sending a guy that old into battle again. And I don't, so.
There was some article, Jamie, about the accusations of how much money they received. Like some new one came out today. They were trying to figure out how much money the Biden family received during this whole Hunter Biden scandal thing.
Right. Well, it's a big scandal. People are going like, well, his son's an addict and he stood by his son. Number one, don't stand by it. Like if a laptop came out where I had done what Hunter Biden was doing, my family would tell people I was dead. Like, this idea. And they're not even the president. My dad sells wine and he wouldn't admit, like, there is a time you cannot support your kids, by the way. What are we talking about? People are like, well, he's a good father. It's like, is he? Was he?
Do you think it was his coke at the White House?
Whose coke is it outside? It's definitely his coke. But I don't like narcs and rats, so I think he should be he can have a blast.
Yeah, what's the big deal? You're at your fucking dad's house.
If your father's the president, you can't have a blast? You can't do a little bump?
Comer releases the third bank memo detailing payments to the Bidens from Russia, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine. What's the number? 20 million. They now have the committee has now identified over 20 million in payments from foreign sources to the Biden family and their business associates.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, you don't stay in. There's no way that they looked at him and went, he should be the president unless they knew for a fact that he's controlled and being managed.
Yeah, this is all.
There's just no way he's
so wild.
They want a guy he's been a company man forever. He's, he started his career letting, people in Delaware, like these credit card companies do whatever the fuck they wanted. And he had that, the architect of the crime bill where they sent a lot of nonviolent drug offenders. But he's a company man. Like, he's a guy.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's been a guy. It's why Obama had him as vice president. He was never like an articulate guy. He was never that great at it. He was just the guy that he's a solid Washington insider forever. And that's what he is. And now he's old, but that's what he is. A guy that's just been in the system for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's what he is.
Him running again in one more year from now.
There's no way.
How?
Newsom is coming up and trying to run. There are other people that are circling. I don't think he runs again. I can't see it. I don't see it.
How do you think they get Kamala Harris to step down? Because she's rightfully, if he steps down,
Kamala Harris cannot say a sentence. She's almost worse than him. She talks in like gypsy curses. When they ask her something, she'll be like, "My grandma said that a hive of bees is still bees if you bury it," and you're like, "What the fuck is this bitch saying?"
Gypsy curses.
That's how she speaks. The woman has no idea what's going on. But again, Washington inside, they're just like, you were a DA, you were a cop, you'll keep your mouth shut. Don't you want to be the first, whatever race you're pretending to be president today, Indian, black, whatever works? And she goes, yeah. But they got to get rid of her. What they should have done, if they wanted to win, George Soros should have backed up the money truck to Michelle Obama and said, listen, you are going to run because people like you. They like you. It doesn't matter, about any of the conspiracies. Maybe you are Big Mike. Who cares?
What?
But you are going to run this goddamn country.
I can't believe you went there.
You're going to run this goddamn country.
That is the wackiest conspiracy.
It's a wacky conspiracy. Can I make one point for the people that are on the side of it?
Yes.
It is weird, but I don't think she's Big Mike.
Okay.
It is weird that there's not one photo of her pregnant, but maybe there is. Is that not weird? Maybe it's not weird. I don't know.
She's a public person. Why would you want photos of her pregnant out there?
I understand that, but maybe it is weird. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's not weird.
Well, also, when she had her kids, were they private or public? Like, when was that? When he was a senator?
I don't know. I just know that
Like, he was a senator, right?
Yes,
Before he became president.
for sure.
So what, law school, Senate?
I have no issue because I want to live. I have no issue with Big Mike. I don't care that they killed that sex slave in Martha's Vineyard. That's what happens to sex slaves. They drown in ponds. That's what happens. You fuck the ruling class, you drown a pond. That's what happens. If you get your little mouthy, you go into the pond. I don't have a problem with it. I have no I think it's good. I actually think it's good. I think it makes our country fun. I think it makes us unique. I think Putin and them are scared of that shit.
They do it all the time.
I think Putin and the Chinese are like, you don't know what's going on there because they got people that maybe they're men, maybe they're women, we don't know. I think if it's not real, make it real. Put it out. Would it be anything better than her at the DNC, whip her cock out and going, and I'm Big Mike? The Chinese would lose their mind. The Chinese would give up. They would give up. If Michelle Obama took her cock out at the Democratic National Convention, the Chinese would go, we're throwing in the towel. We can't compete with them. That's why. I'm just saying.
Oh, my God.
Maybe I won't run for governor of California.
I don't think you can anymore.
Maybe it's a bad idea.
Yeah, not that state.
It's not a great idea.
But I bet you get in like Wyoming.
Yeah, I could
Just fucking Jackson Hole, get yourself a nice spread.
Oh, yeah. I could
decide
definitely
to become the governor of Wyoming.
There's definitely a small town that would elect me mayor.
100%.
100%.
100%. Well,
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood was mayor of Carmel, remember?
Yes.
The fucking
so crazy.
giant movie star became a mayor of a small town in Northern California. Like, what?
That is very fun. And it's just because all those rich people live there and they thought it was cool saying our mayor is Clint Eastwood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a crazy enclave of rich people.
I'm getting so old now where I'm 38. I don't want to know anymore. Like, I'm like at this point where it's like the younger people coming up are going to have to figure it out. Like, I've got however many years I have left. And it's like, do I want to know all the secrets at this point in the government? It's like, it would be cool to know a few of them, but it's like, I don't know how many I want to know.
Right.
You do get to a certain age where you go, you know what? Just, maybe you guys figured that out.